Hello and welcome to the Money Show, and it's the part of the show where we slip into our viewer queries, and we have a plethora of funds available in the market where you should be knowing where to invest your hard-earned money, and how do you assess which is the right fund for your portfolio after all? What are the criteria that one should be looking at to help you navigate through this maze? For this today, I have with me Anil Rego, founder and CEO of Right Horizons. If in case you want to send across your queries, you can do that on a WhatsApp number and also on our email ID that's flashing on the screen. Anil, hi, good evening and welcome to the show. And we have our first viewer online connected as well, Mr. Lakshmi Narayan. Good evening, sir. How are you doing today? Hello?
Yeah, go
Mr.
ahead,
Lakshmi
madam.
Narayan?
Go ahead.
Hi, how are you, sir?
Yes.
Great. Thank you so much for sending
Fine.
us your question
I'm
to the
fine.
Money Show. And I believe
Right.
you want to invest a portion of your pension
Yes,
in
true.
mutual funds via SIP. Is this your
Sure.
first time entering into equity markets?
Yes. No, I have a few investments in mutual fund, but no
Okay.
SIPs.
Okay, so that's a lump sum investment you're talking about. Do you know the name of your funds?
Yes.
Can you give us the
I'm
name of
with,
your...
I had invested in hybrid one. Another is mid cap.
So you already have hybrid funds and mid cap funds in your portfolio, and it is a lump sum
True.
investment that you've done.
True.
Okay.
True.
All right. And this investment is going on since how long?
One investment for last 20 years or so. Another investment for
Oh,
last 4 years.
okay. One is for 20 years and 4 years. Great. I want to also understand the kind of investment you want to do in mutual funds now via SIP. Do you have a particular goal for this investment or this corpus that you want to accumulate?
Only to find growth in my assets. That's all.
That's it. There is no immediate need of this money after a few years, right?
No, nothing like that.
Okay.
I have completed
So
most of
you
my
so
responsibilities.
okay. So what kind of a risk profile would you have? Would you be calling yourself an aggressive risk taker or moderate? Because usually at this age we recommend viewers not to take much risk. But then considering you already have an
True.
exposure and understanding of equity markets, what kind of a risk profile do you think you have?
I would go for a fair risk.
All right. So moderate, is that right?
Yes, true. Hmm.
Okay. All right. So let's go on. Anil, he's a moderate risk taker and already has money invested in hybrid and mid cap. One of these categories have his money logged in for 20 years, and one is almost since last 4 years. Now he wants to invest via SIP. I'm not sure about the amount because that's not mentioned, but he's a moderate risk taker. Do you think a balanced strategy would be helpful for him?
Definitely, I think it's good to be a little conservative, right? Considering the age profile, okay, and also that in case liquidity requirements are there. Now, we don't have the whole detail of his liquidity and his requirements, etc. So, I would think that what he could do is, if he needs liquidity, then he can do some bit of SIPs into even a debt fund. Okay, but I think the main value comes in when you actually, from SIP comes in when you use equity funds. But I think one category which might be interesting, okay, is the balance advantage or the dynamic asset allocation funds. Okay, and I think he could look at, I say, through balance advantage fund, and that may be, something to look for. The second is you also have retirement savings funds. In fact, both HDFC, I think, and Nippon as well has their, retirement savings funds. So those also are funds that, he can look at and take care of his requirements.
All right. So that's a solution for Mr. Lakshmi Narayan. Sir, I think you want to ask one more question to Anil?
Yes. I would like to know,
Yeah.
out of, I think, suppose assume that, no, I'm likely to get around 1 lakh rupees as in my pension. And out of that 1 lakh, what should be the ratio of my funds should be allocated for, should I invest for SIP?
Anil?
May I lost you? Can you repeat?
He's about to get
Suppose
1
I
lakh
receive,
rupees and Yeah, that he wants to know how he can convert into an SIP, right?
Hmm. No, not from out of 1 lakh. How much money I should save for SIP? I save for SIP and rest for other purpose. What should be the
So that
ratio
also
around?
So it,
that also depends on the kind of requirement you have. When you say for other purposes, what is your requirement for the other purposes? Maybe you can figure out that and then later on divide that amount into an SIP and the requirement that you have. Anil?
no, I think it depends on his expenses and stuff like that. So if he's getting
Exactly.
a lakh
Yeah.
of
True.
rupees, so I think
True.
that should drive what he can spend, and if he can even do all of it, it's good, right? In such case, he can use some bit of SIPs into debt funds, as well like a short-term fund, for example. Or otherwise, he can use the hybrid, or even he can use a large cap fund.
All right. All the best, Mr. Lakshmi Narayan. With that, Anil, thank you so much for being on the show, helping our viewers with their financial portfolio queries. It's a wrap on the Money Show as well, but then I'm going to leave our viewers with our WhatsApp number and email ID where we keep waiting for your queries. 8657974571 is our WhatsApp number, and the Money Show at etnow.tv is the email ID where you can send us your queries, and we can help you make the best financial portfolio via our experts. So thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.